everybody. I'm Jackie, the Sewing Pastor's Wife, and this is Friday Sews. Hashtag Friday Sews was created by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, and I always put a link to that in the description notes because I definitely don't want you to miss out on the founder of Friday Sews and her great videos. I just love watching her, and she's a joy. And today is her birthday if you're watching this on the actual Friday. So today is Jen's birthday. So happy birthday, Jen. I hope you're having a great day. And we love you. Thank you so much for creating this community of sewists who gather together and share about their sewing lives. It's just, I love it so much. And it's brought so much joy to my life. It's brought so much purpose to my sewing. And I have become a better sewist just in the few weeks that I've been doing this. So I appreciate you so much. So thank you, Jen. One of the things that I don't always remember to do is to mention a Friday Sews YouTuber that I enjoy watching. And I want to share this one today because she has not been making Friday Sews videos for a while, months, literally months. But the last few weeks she's made one, and I love her. I found her during COVID, and I binged every one of her videos, which I think at that point it was like 60 videos or something. And I binge watched them because I love this lady. So I am talking about Deb from Slap Happy Sewing. She is a curvy sewist, and I don't know how to describe her. If you watch her, I think you're gonna love her. I mean, she's so funny. I don't think she means to be funny all the time, but she's hilarious, and I think she's so pretty. And I love her. I love her, and she lives in New Zealand, but she is originally from the UK, and so she has an amazing accent. And she'll share a lot about life too in New Zealand, and it's so beautiful there. And I don't know, I love her. So go check her out. I mean, she's so funny. Slap Happy Sewing, and anyway, I think you'll love her. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned her, and then let's talk about what I'm wearing, which is let's see. Let's talk about what I'm wearing, which is also part of what I sewed this week. I mean, literally, like I finished this today. So I'm not going to stand up because I'm super close to the camera. I'm going to pop a picture in right there. And this is the Styla Parker with the simple skirt. There's several variations. If you've watched my videos from the beginning, you saw me struggling with the Styla Parker with the 3 tiers, which I just could not get the gathering together. I couldn't figure it out. I think I figured it out now though. However, that pattern or the fabric of the Styla Parker with the 3 tiers is like, I feel like it's heavy, and this is going to sound so dumb since I'm sitting here wearing black, but it felt like a wintry fabric to me, the one that I was making. So I set it to the side. I'm going to get it back out eventually, but also because I've lost weight since I started it, it's going to be too big. So praise God, I'm not complaining, but it is going to be too big. So this one is the Styla Parker simple skirt, no tiers, because the gathering on that just stressed me out. So I was a little scared to try it again, but I wanted to do the simple skirt because honestly, I'm not sure if I am too old to wear skirts with 3 tiers. I might be. I don't know. I mean, I know that technically there's no rule, but anyway, I feel like I don't know. I don't know. So you tell me, if ladies in their 50s and 60s, do they look silly, or would it be like, do I look silly? I mean, everybody else may look amazing, but do I look silly in a dress with 3 tiers? So I look like I'm trying to be a teenager. I don't know. Anyway, I still love them. It's like, I love that style of dress. But this one, that's not why I didn't make it in 3 tiers. I was just kind of chicken to make it in 3 tiers. So I made just a simple skirt, and I love this dress. I want to make so many more. If I had knit fabric ready to go right now, I would have already started one, but I don't have any. So it is so simple. It is just the bodice, front and back, and then the skirt and a neckband. That is it, because it's got dolman sleeves. So like, it is super simple. It came together so well. The gathering is not perfect, please. It's not perfect, but it's I did it in one take. I was so excited. I did leave one little spot. There was one little spot where the bodice and the skirt didn't meet, and I just sewed it up by hand. You cannot tell, you can't see it. It's fine. I just left it like that. The neckband went on beautifully. It's exactly what it meant. The pattern piece fit perfect. I love it. I'm just so tickled with this. Um, I just want to make more. But anyway, Styla Parker, I'll link to that in the description because if you want a simple, easy, so comfortable dress, especially if you make it out of DVP, this is the dress for you. It's going to be an amazing summer dress. So I definitely am going to make a couple more for our trip to Ohio so that I can be very comfortable in it. I love it. I just love it so much. So, and actually, Joann is, according to the weekly ad, has their knits 50% off right now. So I'm probably going to go tomorrow because I have a gift card that I've gone to twice to Joann and forgot I had the gift card and I just bought whatever I bought, but I still have a gift card. So I'm going to go and it should be enough. I think there's enough on there to buy enough fabric to make another Styla Parker. I'm going to make one more summery. This one's black with white polka dots, so I think that's summery enough. But I want to make a flowery one. So anyway, we'll see. So I worked on this. I just did this. Most of it I did today. I started it yesterday. I just did a little bit yesterday, but I finished it today. The other thing I did, and we're just going to say this is a learning process because I made the little dress out of the bee fabric for my little bonus granddaughter Sailor. Okay, well, the dress is adorable. However, I think that this fabric is too quilt cottony and it's just not going to be very comfortable for her. I don't know. I can't decide. But anyway, I messed up the gathering. I messed up a few places, so I'm probably going to redo it again in some different fabric. But when I got it all cut out and I started sewing on it, I panicked because it had puff sleeves, little puffy sleeves. And I was like, oh my gosh, I've never done that before. And I'm not so great with the gathering. This was before this dress. But y'all, okay, I'm going to have to put it right up in front of my face. I hope that is focusing in. I did it. I did the puffy sleeves and they are absolutely adorable. I hope this is showing. I'm so thrilled with this. It came out so cute. However, I got so full of myself. And then when I did the bodice to the skirt gathering, had some little snafus. So even if she was going to wear this, I'd have to take the whole thing out and start over because it's terrible. But I did the facing, which I was also nervous about doing that, but that actually came out really, really good. So anyway, it's almost done, but I'm not probably going to finish it. So it was a good learning. It was a free piece of fabric, so it was a good learning experience. And I've got some other little fabric that I'm going to try that is actually probably more suited to her coloring anyway, because she's blue eyes, and this fabric has little blue flowers on it, and I think it's just going to be so cute. So that is all I got done in the sewing room, but I am not complaining at all because I am so thrilled with this dress. By the way, let me go back to this dress. So it is, I did my measurements and I fell between a 12 and a 14 in their chart. And it said if you are between, just cut in between the sizes. So I printed out a pattern piece with 12 and a 14 on it, and I literally just cut right down the middle of those, and it fits perfect. The length is great. It comes right to my knees, as you see in the picture. It comes right to my knees. I did no alterations. I did not shorten it anywhere. And now, because I've lost weight, I do not need a full bust adjustment because the general, I don't know if it's an actual rule or just a guideline, but if your full bust is more than 4 inches larger than your upper bust, then you need to do a full bust adjustment. So I don't have to anymore because I'm like 3.5 inches between. So update on my weight loss. I have now lost 20.6 pounds. So excited. Only 39.4 to go. But anyway, I'm really thrilled with how much weight I've lost. And anyway, I'm just going to keep going and keep plugging at it. My goal is to lose 20 pounds by July 31st. So I have done that. And I'm hoping maybe before I go, I'll get to 25. I mean, probably if I worked really hard, I could get to 30 because that's 6 weeks from now, but I'll be good if it's 5 more pounds before I go. Besides, I don't want to lose so much weight that I can't wear this cute little dress. So, anyway, it'll be a while though. I mean, that's crazy because it'll fit me for a while. So, that's that. My plans for next week. So, I'm going to be by myself for this next week. My daughter is going out of town. I mean, my husband will be here, but he'll be at work during the day. I won't have any grandkids this next week. So I have some projects I'm working on that are completely non-sewing related. So I'm going to do that stuff in the morning, and then in the afternoons, I'm planning on sewing. And I cannot wait. I'm so excited to just have some quiet time because this last week, my grandson has been here. He's 2, and he stayed with us this last week. We had the best time, but it's definitely not been quiet. So that's going to be good. So back to, okay, so next week's sewing plans. I want to work on the other little dress now that I know what I'm doing with the puff sleeves and stuff. I'm going to work on that. I would like to repair my laundry day tee that I showed you a couple weeks ago. It's the rose colored one. I don't have it nearby, where I messed up the neckband. I'm just going to take the whole neckband out and cut a new one and start over because I don't know what. I think I just tried to do it too fast on the serger, and it's all uneven and it's terrible. But it's also huge because I made it in the same size that I made before I lost weight. And it was already too big then because I wanted it big and roomy. So now it's like double too big. I need to see, I'm going to see if I can make it smaller and make it work because it's such a pretty color. And I just love the style of the laundry day tee. And so we're going to try that. And then I think, I don't know what else I'm going to do, actually. I haven't really thought through that. Hopefully, I'm going to get some fabric tomorrow so I can make another one of these dresses next week because this literally just takes a couple hours. And that's with me being a very beginning sewist. So this one is a really good one. Okay, so life, what's been going on? This last week, like I said, we had Arlo and we went hiking a couple times. I took him one time to a place that's not too far away from us. And then I'm going to put some pictures up at the end. And then we went hiking yesterday to Burgess Falls. So I live in Tennessee, Middle Tennessee. I live about an hour northeast of Nashville. So Burgess Falls is in Cookeville, Tennessee, which is about an hour and 30 minutes. The falls are about an hour and 30 minutes from us. And so it is an easy hike. Even though the beginning of it says 3/4 miles strenuous, it's not strenuous. I think that sign is left over from a time when you could go all the way down to the base of the falls. But you can't anymore because they had some flooding and it tore up the walkway, whatever. So they have not repaired that. So I think that might be when it was strenuous because it was definitely not strenuous because I was able to do this even before I lost weight, and even right after I had knee surgery, I actually went there because this is like the biggest ROI I can think of as far as hiking because you don't have to put a whole lot of effort in to see 3 really awesome waterfalls. And Burgess Falls is fantastic. The picture that I took does not do it justice. It's an amazing waterfall. A lot of people kayak to the bottom, kayak up to it, and I've seen some spectacular pictures from that point of view. I would really like to do that one day. But anyway, it was a great hike. And Bubba, that's what we call Arlo. Bubba loved it. He was a troop. Like he ran the whole way. I know he's only 2, but he ran the whole way. So it is not a strenuous hike. And oh my goodness, the difference between me hiking now, just having lost just that 20 pounds, huge difference. I did not die. There's one part where there's some steep stairs, and I was of course a little winded after doing that, but I didn't have to stop. Now I'm thinking about it, I didn't even have to stop and rest on the stairs. I just did it, and then at the top I had to catch my breath, but 20 pounds did it. Good. But also to tell you that it's just not a very strenuous hike. So if you get the opportunity, I highly recommend it because it's a series of 3 falls. The first one is good. The second one is better. And then Burgess Falls is amazing. As you'll see from the photo, that doesn't do it justice. But anyway, so that was all we did this last week was play with Arlo. And we had such a good week. I think that's about it. So I'm going to leave you with a Bible verse. um, from John. Oops, sorry, I moved the camera. So I'm reading in my Bible plan right now. We are in John, and there's some, like, every chapter has so many verses that are good. But the one that I am going to read today is right here in John 7. Where did I leave it? I had it marked and I took it out. Jackie, Jackie, Jack. I shouldn't have switched Bibles because now I can. Oh, John 6. That's my problem because I'm looking in the whole wrong book. John 6:35. Or whole wrong chapter. John 6:35. Jesus says, I am the bread of life. No one who comes to me will ever be hungry, and no one who believes in me will ever be thirsty again. So if you're familiar at all with the Gospel of John, there's several I am statements that Jesus makes to tell us a little bit about himself. And this is probably my favorite. I am the bread of life because I love me some bread. Real bread, like the kind you eat. I love bread. But I love that Jesus described himself as the bread of life because bread to me is one of the most comforting, one of the most satisfying things that I can eat, especially right now while I'm doing Weight Watchers. I'm not eating as much. But I love bread. I would rather have bread usually than a dessert. Like 9 times out of 10, if you have bread on the table and a dessert, I'm probably going to go for the bread. I love bread, and I make bread myself. I make homemade bread. Um, and I love my own bread. I'm not going to lie. It's really, really good. But when I see that Jesus calls himself the bread of life, and I know how I feel about bread, Jesus satisfies. Jesus meets the needs I have because bread for me is one of those things like if I'm stressed, I'm a stress eater. I want to eat and I usually will want to eat bread because like I said, I make homemade bread. So I always want to go cut off a slice of bread and eat that if I'm stressed, if I'm tired, if I'm bored, what if I'm celebrating something, anything. And when I say celebrating something, like it could be, oh, I just did this neckband perfect. So I'm going to go eat a piece of bread. But I didn't. I did not do that today because I am behaving myself with Weight Watchers. But the point is that Jesus satisfies. You know, sometimes have you ever been in your kitchen and you're like, I'm hungry, but I don't know what I want. I can't figure out what I want, but I know I want something. Same thing with life. I want something, but I don't know what I want. Okay, Jesus is the answer because Jesus came to be the bread of life. Jesus came to be the satisfaction that we're looking for. Jesus came to meet every need and every desire that we have, that is according to his will, of course. But that's who he is. And I love that he calls himself the bread of life. Bread is comforting, bread is satisfying, bread just makes me happy. And Jesus is enough. We don't need anything else. We need Jesus. We don't need the other things that life offers, the other things that the world offers. We just need Jesus. Jesus over everything. Even Jesus over real bread. I mean, come on. But I love that he compared himself to bread because that speaks to me because I do love bread and I love Jesus. So anyway, I just wanted to leave you with that verse, John 6:35. And that's it for this week. So y'all, I hope you have a great week sewing. I hope that you had a great week sewing and I hope that you're going to have a great week sewing. But I can't wait to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what you're working on or any other comments that you have. Let me know if you've been to Burgess Falls. And I will see you next week. Happy sewing. I will be back next week for another Friday Sews.